Hello everyone, today we are going to add these reload animations to our character. So let's see how to add those reload animations without making any major changes into the ALS animation blueprint. Right, so this is what we have at the moment. I can equip a weapon and shoot, and you may see that in the top bottom left corner the bullet count reducing, but right after it goes to 0 it instantly increases to 30. So there is no reload animation at the moment. So but in our gun we have already set up that to work with the default character we had before. Here we have, where is reload? Let me do a search. Reload. Here, reload function is called to the character through 𝐶LM_BPI character interface. So, and also we have the animations: gun, reload standing, reload crouching, reload proning, and reload and shoot animation montages. So these are actually I am using the default skeleton, but the ALS also use the epic skeleton. Still they are treated as two skeletons because my skeleton is in the mannequin folder and ALS skeleton is in here. So what I have to do is I am using this M16 and let me retarget these animations to ALS reload shoot. Okay, well, now that I am doing the retargeting, why not select all these animations and do retarget, duplicate anime assets and retarget. And we have already set up our pose assets and retarget settings, so I can select ALS mannequin and I'll change the folder to ALS retarget, and under that I'll create a new folder, M16, and retarget. Okay, now we have the retargeted animation montages here. So let me set those animations montages instead of these ones. Reload crouch, reload running, and reload stand, shoot stand. Okay, now we have compatible animations stored within the gun blueprint, but I still haven't set up this reload function in our ALS character. So let me go here. I have already implemented 𝐶LM_BPI character blueprint interface, and under interfaces, actually we have this ugly mistake I have done at some new enumerator 0. Let me change this. I don't really know how to remove this. Let me change it to cons. Right now we can put some relevant stuff. There. So we have a category. Okay, I'll reorder it sometime later without recording. We don't need to spend time on that. Right, under guns we have now reload, and we don't have an implementation yet. So what we need to do is, we already have the weapon. From the weapon we need to get reload animations. This is no. This must be an actor. It's better to keep it as abstract as possible. Right, where else we use it? Fine. Okay, now back to what we were doing. Get reload animations. Right. And we have actually in our previous blueprint we had something called moment state, but in ALS character we have stance. So this one will be either standing or crouching, so it doesn't have a pronoun stance, but that should be okay for now. So play any montage. So we need to select the montage. based on stance. Select based on a stance. So we can select it. If it is standing, and crouching. Return this value. Okay, now when we reload, we should see some animations. See, so the animation is happening, but actually you don't really see it in the character. Let me switch it. Right, the reason is we have to assign the proper slot, but this is not a simple animation blueprint. So we have, if I go to this overlay layer, rifle, this is the part that will be activated when we have the rifle, but first let me go to the ALS retarget folder. Here we have reload standing gunner, and we are using upper body, but upper body was something that we had in the previous animations. Here we have layer override group, arm L, arm R, spine, pelvis, a lot of stuff actually. But if I select spine and save, still I wouldn't get the desired result, but some of it. See, some changes are happening in the spine area, but not in the hands. So you have to, let me duplicate this slot and assign the arm L as well, but still you won't get it because there is hand eye case. See, some changes are happening for the left hand. If you pay attention, you will see, but still hand is not moving away from the gun. So that's because we have this these hand IK values L and R. So as long as these are 1, the hand is not going away. These are set through some these animation anim curves. So if I open this overlay layer, if I open the rifle, the base rifle aiming no idle, here is the idle pose. Right, if I stop it, you can see enable hand IKL. So throughout this part you can see the value is 1. Just to test, if I remove this and apply, I should get the reload animation. See, now hand is moving, but that's not the way we need to do it, because we don't need to break the existing system. Right, hand eye k is back. So what we need to do is we have to override this hand eye k curve value. So how can we do it? What is the best way to do it? So actually there are like multiple ways. We can either add another multiplier here and define two animation notifiers to enable and disable hand eye case and multiply it with another float value. So when we set that float value to 0, the hand eye case will be disabled, but that's a bit complicated. In here, in this overlay state rifle, we can add a new pose, add blend pin, and for this also we need to have the same rifle state but without hand eye k. So let me duplicate this with Control W and call modify curve. So we can override the curve values we get from the animations. So we need to modify hand eye k L value. So hand eye k L should be 0 for this case because the hand should be moved away from the gun in order to do the reload animation properly. Right. Now how do we tell the system to use this blend pose for? So for that, again I have to open this animation and under notify, add notify state, we have this overlay override notify state. So hand should move away from the gun and it should stay the same throughout the animation. So here, overlay override state, set it to 4. Now let's test. Equip gun. Now you see, reload is properly happening. Let's test what happens when you crouch. Oh, nothing happens. Actually the reason is for the crouched version we didn't set that any of those slots. Set this to spine and duplicate, set it to use some L and under notifies, add notify state, overlay override, set it to 4. Now it should work for the crouched version as well. Let's see. Great, it is working. And we have one more problem that you might have noticed, that if I'm not aiming and if I shoot, you can see the shoot actually happens to the exact position we are seeing through the reticle, but gun is not pointer to that area. So let's quickly solve that problem as well. So for that, what we have to do is we have to be a should be in the base character. What's the totally. So we have this under guns. Oh, actually we haven't implemented the BPI character CLM character here. That's a problem. Well, anyway, let me just copy this into a new man. Here, this is file. Let me paste it. So this is toggle aim part, and we have aim down event implemented through CLM BPI character. So we can actually have a branch here. If it is true, we should aim. False, we should stop aiming. So we can do this. And also when we fire, if we are not aiming at the moment, but how do we know if we are aiming? We have this rotation mode. So rotation mode, and we can have a switch based on that. If not, if we are aiming, we don't have to do anything. Otherwise, we have to call aim down. Like this, with the true. And right, shall we test now? Right, now we are aiming. Okay, but the character don't stop aiming right after we did that. And actually there is something we need to have a toggle aim behavior. For that, we can simply disconnect this and have a flip-flop. Oh wait, no. Aiming mode, rotation mode, switch. If we are already aiming, we could go there Otherwise we should start aiming and disconnect this. So if I right click, still not working. Well, anyway, that part is not much relevant to here, so I'll leave that part for now. Let's look into that later. Actually, the reason could be like this is not disconnected in the parent character, but we have override parent binding. Well, just to test, let me disconnect here. Alright, now it is working. Cool. Let me get the rifle and do the final test. Now we can shoot and reload while we are jumping as well. That's great. What happens if I climb? The reloading animation is overridden, but that's fine. And here we have a small problem. Even though I am looking down, the character is doing the reload animation looking up, like without considering the location of the gun. But that's not a major issue. Alright, so I'm gonna stop this episode at this point. Well, actually we can solve that too. All we have to do is here. At this point, after this point, the hand should move away, but here hand should come to the gun. Maybe we can, but still this part, to do this part, we don't really have a way to keep the hand at the gun point. So yeah, that may not work. So yeah, let's leave it like this for now. Oh, let me just try that. So here the hand should be in the gun, so I'll end this override state at this point. And again edit. At this point, right, that seems reasonable at least. Okay, let's test in this character as well. Alright, so That's all. Let's look into further implementations, further improvements of this system in future. And thanks for watching. As always, project files will be available for the download in Patreon page. Link would be in the description below, and if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. See you in another episode. Goodbye.